morning, everybody, and happy Father's Day. So first of all, I would really love to give a shout out to all the fathers who have influenced my life. I definitely want to thank my husband for being a great dad. Of course, my dad, who I wish I could be with today, but I am definitely having a cup of coffee with him. And also my Uncle Dennis and my Grandpa Banks. So moving on, I would just really like to be able to make a recipe for all of the dads out there. So some of you can be with them and some of you can't. So I just thought this morning, my husband is not able to be with us right now this morning, so I'm gonna go ahead and make some baked chocolate donuts that he'll be able to enjoy later today. So let's get started. I just recently acquired my donut pan from Pampered Chef, so I'm very excited to be able to use it. So we're gonna start out by spraying some oil in our pan. And this is also Pampered Chef's oil spritzer, so I love being able to use it. You can put your own oil in it, you can do infused oils, anything like that, and it's a lot less toxic. So sorry, couldn't get that out. And then we'll just go ahead and you wanna just wipe that around, make sure you get it coated well around the pan. All right, looks good. So then I'll just set this aside. I've already got my oven preheating, and then we'll go ahead and start getting our ingredients together. So this is our batter bowl. It actually comes in 2 different sizes. So we're gonna, of course, add a little flour. We also have our silicone prep bowls, and when I first got these, I wasn't really sure about them, but now I love them. They are the best tool, and especially for flour. If you have a mixer, an electric mixer, you're able to just kind of go along and get that flour in there instead of having to hit against your mixer. It's also great for filling the iron with water. So, and then we'll go ahead and get some sugar and some cocoa powder. And these are our 1 cup prep bowls. So they're really great also. Of course, they go up to a cup, but they have the measuring for the 1/2 and the 1/4. So let's whisk all of our dry together. And we're also going to be adding some baking soda and some salts. So I'm using my Pampered Chef measuring spoons. And what I really love about these is they clip together so you can keep them all together, but they come even with an 1/8 of a teaspoon, which I can hardly ever find. And I love that during baking season around the holidays. I am a huge fan of Chef John, and he does an amazing pumpkin pie for Food Wishes, and it always calls for an 1/8 of Chinese spice, which I really love. It adds a great flavor. So we'll go ahead and put in our wet ingredients. I've got some canola oil and an egg and a couple of tablespoons of milk. We're just gonna whisk this all up together. So now we're gonna go ahead and add in our last ingredient, which is our sour cream. So this is our 1 cup, measure all cup. And I really love it because you can put liquids in the bottom or you can put solids in the top. It measures 2 different ways. And also I love it for the squishies. That's what I like to call it. So anything that's like sour cream, mayonnaise, peanut butter, where it's a little bit messy, it's really easy to just get it in there and squish it right out. I'm gonna see if I can. So it is a little bit of a dry batter because it needs to have some consistency to it. I always like to keep a paper towel there for my utensils, that way you don't just get stuff all over the countertops. I have two wonderful teenagers who are able to do the dishes and clean the counters right now, but you know, we like to make life fair and easier on them. So once you have your mixture all mixed up together, then we're gonna go ahead and use our piping bags. The piping bags come in a set of 2, and they come with small and large piping tools. So what I like to do is go ahead and set my piping bag up, and I have the large tip on there for our donuts this morning. And we're just gonna go ahead and put our mix. To hold on. So we're just going to start filling our piping bag. I find if you just set it in the cup, then that gives you a little bit of durability to start filling it. And then gravity kind of takes hold. So once you've got some in there, you can kind of start lifting it back up. I'm sure some of you bakers out there are thinking, oh, there's probably an easier way to do that. I am not a big baker, but I definitely try to get into the kitchen and do a little homemade baking every once in a while, and especially for the holidays. Like I said, I love that pumpkin pie, and I also do a chocolate zucchini bread for Christmas as well, which I'm really looking forward to. The Pampered Chef has a lot of different baking tools that really help out the process. So I've got all my batter in here. Kind of want to squish it down to where it's ready to go. And then I'll be able to squish out my donuts. Okay, here we go. So we're just gonna take it and pipe it around. I love this piping bag. It makes it so much easier to just get directly in there. And this recipe should give you just enough for your pan. Yep, there it is. So if you have any that maybe are a little less full, if you have any extra batter, just kind of get it down in there. All right, I'll just set that aside. Clean that more later. The great thing about this also is that it is dishwasher safe on the top rack, so you can just invert the bag and be able to put it in the dishwasher. So I love that also. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these and pop them in the oven. They're gonna be in the oven for about 10 minutes and then I'll be right back with you. So while we're waiting for our donuts to come out of the oven, I'm gonna go ahead and make a simple chocolate glaze to go with them. So I've got some powdered sugar. I do always recommend that you sift your powdered sugar just so you don't get any lumps and clumps in there. And we're gonna add some cocoa powder because of course we want our chocolate donuts very chocolatey. And then our milk. And a little bit of vanilla. And if you're interested in this recipe, I can send it to you anytime. Just message me and let me know. And we're just going to whisk it together. And there's our donuts. So we will want to take them out and have them cool down a little bit before we put on our glaze. We don't want them to just melt off. Oh, wow. Oh. They look amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and just set them to the side so they can cool off. You do want to go ahead and give them a little press just to make sure that they got done well, but they feel pretty good. And I love our Pampered Chef mixing bowls. They have a very wide mouth, so it's going to be really easy for me to take the donut, dip it down, and then get a good glaze on there. So our donuts have cooled and they're ready to be glazed. So if you take one of the donuts and just grab it with the side of your fingers, simply dip it down in the glaze, lift up, and swirl around. And then you have a beautifully glazed chocolate donut ready for Dad. Thank you for watching today, and if you're interested in any of our Pampered Chef products, please contact me and let me know. As a special thank you, I would like to say Happy Father's Day to each and every father out there, and especially to my fellow military families. I hope you have a very happy Father's Day.